Find the greatest value of k for which the composite function fg can be formed. Now, if you want the fg to exist, then you know the range of the g must be a subset of domain of f. What is a subset? Subset simply means inside or contain within. So let's directly go to the question. I'm going to draw a few ovals for you here. Now look at your composite function. What is the first function that you're going to input? It's the g. You always start from the backward, and then the next one is the f. So the idea is like this. What will you put as a domain and what will come out? So let's inspect this first. What is the domain of the g? The input of the g, x less or equals to k. So if you substitute such values into the g, what is the output? You take the k and you place inside here. So you will get 2k squared minus 8. But what you are not sure now, will it be less than equal to 2k squared minus 8, or should I write more equal to 2k squared minus 8? Hold on to this. Now let's look into the f now. I want to find the domain of the f. It is given to me as x more equals to 0. Now go back to the rule again. Your aim now is to find the k first, right? It says that, hello, your output of the g, which is this, needs to lie inside x more equals to 0. So what does it mean? Okay, for an example, let's say I have set A and I already have 0, 1, 2 into this. And then I have another set B where I have 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So look at this common element. 0, 1, 2 belongs to both A and B. So usually in eMath, what will you do? You will draw a set B and then you will draw set A inside. So we call this as A subset of B. Or you can just simply say A lies inside B. How will you label now? 0, 1, 2 and then the 3 and 4 will be outside, right? Same thing now. They are telling the bigger one, maybe we can just highlight here, this one. You can take that as the blue one here. More equals to 0. The inner one, the 2k squared minus 8 has to be inside. So what will be the lowest value of the green cloud? Don't you think it's 0? It can be 0, 1, 2, 3, but that is not our interest. We know the lowest value is going to be 0. So how can I do this now? 2k squared minus 8 more than or equal to 0. Now you solve this quadratic inequality, you will be able to get your k value. Let's see. Of course, first you have to identify this quadratic inequality question. Then I can divide both by 2. Done. Now next, you need to find the critical value, or if you think that you want to put this in the factor format, also fine. That will tell me my k is plus minus 2. Now you interpret the inequality. More equal to 0 means what? Lies above k axis. So how do you usually solve this? Okay, it's a positive quadratic, negative 2 and 2 lying above. So these are the k value, negative 2, k greater than 2. Now you have to go back to your question. I forgot the equal. Ask yourself. You see here, they say x less or equals to k. So which one will you choose? It's this one now. K is less or equals to negative 2. Okay, let me illustrate to you what happens here. We come back to this doubt earlier. In order to do that, I'm going to help you with the sketching. I'm going to sketch this one for you. And by now you have already known that this is the negative 2 and this is the 2. Right? If you are saying x less or equals to negative 2 now, which we taken as the answer, the lowest value is going to be 0 this way, correct? This side. So your range is over here. This is what you are looking at. Your output is going to be more or equal to 0, which tally with this portion now. K is equal to negative 3 and we have to find the range of the FG. So I wanted to bring your focus here. If you want to find the range of FG, it says that range of FG is a subset of range of F. So where is the range of F? Okay, come down here. See, you have domain of F and then of course you're going to get range of F over here. The rule says range of FG is inside or contained within the range of F. So let's try to draw this just for illustration purpose. Now, okay, this is the range of FG. Similar to what we have done based on this. You see, range of G is inside the domain of F. So to make it better, let's delete. Let's draw it here. This is the range of the G. So let's go to the question. K is negative 3. So I am going to put into my G. My G is a quadratic. What do you get? 2 negative 3 squared minus 8. You will end up with 10. So let me show you here. My x is negative 3 and this is the 10 that I am getting. Question say, please take x value that is lower or equals to negative 3. Where is that? Here. So for this portion of the x, this part of the graph is defined. Therefore, what are my possible y value? 10 and greater. So you take 10 and greater and you're going to write it into this 10 or greater. Let me shade this with blue color so you can see. So the lowest value that you can take now to put into your F is 10. I know your question here, they are saying the domain of the F is x more or equal to 10. But if you want the composite function to exist, you have to consider this one. Okay, the range of the G must be contained within the domain of the F. So the lowest possible value that I can put into my F now is 10 and greater. So you take that and you put into your Fx over here. Let's see, what will you get? 30 minus 2, you are getting 28. Therefore, range of the composite function Fg, you can write it as y more or equals to 28. Now the next one, we got to find the inverse function for the composite. So what is Fgx? Take the G and you substitute inside. Okay, we got this. I'm going to let this to be my y. You introduce the concept of inverse now. You change the variable, swap, the y becomes the x and the x becomes the y. Rearrange, make y as the subject. I mean 6. By now you will need the plus minus. You solve by the algebraic method. Now you got to watch out. When you are writing here, which sign will you choose? Will you pick the positive or will you pick the negative? This is the part that you have to be careful. To find this, you need the domain of your Fg. Then only you can decide. From the first part, we have already know. Look at, go back to this one now, yeah. You know the domain of the composite function Fg is exactly the domain of your G. What was the G? This one. and they said my k is negative 3. So that's equal to negative 3 here. How do you make decision on this sign? Whether it's going to be positive or negative, I told you the shortcut. You always look at the domain. If it is less, then you put a negative. If you don't want, then you can go and do the sketching on your own. Our question now is this 6x squared minus 2x, right? And I have to only sketch for x less or equals to negative 3. So let's say I put negative 3 here. This is just for illustrative purpose. Just now we got the range of our FG as y more equals to 28, correct? So this is going to be 28. This is my 6x squared minus 26. You don't be worried if you don't know how to do this for now. Okay, y and then x. Now you have to do the second part, which is state the domain and range of the inverse function. You can just use the sketching since you already have it. Let's draw the relationship line where it is reflected about y equals to x line. Your coordinate here is negative 328. You inverse this, what will you get? You will get 28 and negative 3 somewhere here. So your inverse portion will be something like this. From here you also can make sense of this negative here. You see, it means if I take any x value, for any x value that I am taking for the inverse, my y value are always negative. There is no way I will get a positive value. So that tells a common sense that this can never be a positive because the sketch verifies it. Okay, now you find for me the domain of FG inverse, range of FG inverse. We know that they are counter to each another. You change the variable. X more equals to 28, y less or equals to minus 3. You can use the sketching to check as well.